Henry just looked at me really weird.
I always feel like I have to be on my toes because you always say something like that. Like the show always starts with you just like saying one sentence about like something we were talking about or like something, and so I was trying to think like what
am I going to say?
And by doing that, I actually made you say that.
Yeah, you made my cold open for me. I always just say what's on my mind in that moment.
I know. And I'm glad that that's what it was because I was just like thinking like, do I have anything interesting to say? Like what if Ryan says like,
what's up?
I'm just like, what is up?
Yeah.
See, that's why you have to prepare.
Right. Fair enough. So last night, I made a completely irresponsible parlay that had very little chance of hitting.
I heard.
It starts with the 76ers and Jazz, which I said I don't even think the 76ers are going to win. I just want them to, so I'm picking them. They were down the whole game. And then Joel Embiid forces overtime with a last-second three, and then they just dominate overtime. So I'm like, oh, well, at least I got that BS win.
Mm-hmm.
Then I look down at my phone. It's the third quarter. I had taken James Harden triple-double. Well, in the third quarter, he already had 18, 10, and 8. So I was like, okay, I'm good there. And then I go and I scroll and I go to Hawks Magic. And the Magic are blowing out the Hawks. They're up like 16. I'm just like, oh, man. So I watch, make sure James Harden gets a second rebound. Then I'm like, okay, well, I got 2 out of 3. I flip over to Hawks Magic. The Hawks are down 16 points in the fourth quarter. And right as I turn it on, in a minute and 30, they hit 4 consecutive threes unanswered and make it a 4-point game. In a minute and 30 seconds, 12-0 run. And I was just like, oh, my God, we have a chance. And you know what I was thinking about the entire time they were building this comeback?
What?
I just kept saying to the betting gods, you owe me. Thinking about that bad beat that I had last weekend. That was the worst beat I've ever had. I just kept saying, you owe me, you owe me, you owe me. And they did. They did owe me.
That's not like a great story. Like it's you just saying like, betting gods, you owe me. Like
they owed me.
I don't know about that. But I feel like the moral of the story here is though, like how much more money did you make because it was on DraftKings?
Oh, that's a really good question. I made 33% more units.
33% more units. It would have been like 4 units.
Yeah, I mean, 4 more units.
4 units because you used DraftKings.
That's pretty great. That is pretty great.
That's probably like the best ad for DraftKings ever.
Yeah, and I don't even really remember how the game ended. I kind of blacked out. I know. The Winsky? The Magic had there was no Winsky. My heart was beating so fast. The Magic had a shot to win at the end and missed.
That's a Rockies home run. They are now tied with the Seattle Mariners at 9.
Damn, they're like the comeback kings this spring.
Also, can you tell me the first name of either of the Rockies who scored? Last name of the guy who hit the home run, Golden. Last name of the guy who scored, Longhai. Longy? Longhi.
All right, you got Evan Longy.
Is that coming from Evan Longoria?
Yes.
Yes, I thought so.
And it's not Marcus Golden. That's a football player.
Yeah, that is.
Austin Golden.
Well, I'll see if either of these guys are on the internet, and if they are, I'll give you an answer.
Oh, you don't even have an initial?
No.
Dang. Okay.
One sec though.
Well, if I got either of those right, I get to pick a bet that you have to take tonight, no matter what.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair.
Okay. Evan Longoria.
Longy's name starts with a N, an N, so it's not him. And then Golden is a C, so no.
Chris Golden?
We'll learn these Rockies eventually.
Colorado Golden Buffaloes?
Oh, there you go.
All right, let's get to our big 3. Shout out to DraftKings for that boost last night. Best parlay I think I've ever hit in my life.
When you
parlay someone to get a triple-double in a parlay, like it's going to slap.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, I feel like 14. I guess I've got a first touchdown bet that's hit worth more than that, but I think that's it. Maybe the 3-1 bets too.
Damn, the people coming after Hank. Disappointed in the early show. You were not prepared.
All those calendars, they'll throw you off.
Calendars can be tough.
Let's start with Hank's big 3 and see if he's better prepared this time.
Well,
I sure am because you made the graphic, Kale. Colorado minus 10.5 against Arizona State.
This is the one thing he was prepared for.
Yes. At the time, I think the line was just 10 if I remember right, but I still like the 10.5. It's the Buffs look good. They've won 4 in a row. They've beaten 2 of the top 3 teams in the conference in that time, beat them by a combined 30 points. Things are going well. It's gonna keep getting better. They're at home. I love that. And then Nikola Jokic over 26.5 points. He's hot. This is just what he does is score over 26.5 points.
It's just who he is.
I like that better.
He's permanently hot.
Back-to-back 35-point triple-doubles.
Almost.
Did he not
39, 12, and 9, I think, the first one, then 40-point triple-double last time, right? Or did he only get 39?
37,
Okay.
I think.
Well,
But yeah, the point is the rebounds and assists don't really matter. The 26.5 has been hitting easily. That's going to keep going.
26.5 sounds like child's play.
I know, right? I could do that. Will Barton III, over 12.5 points, -110. And he looked real sharp last time out. I just really feel good about him and this offense. And I don't have a whole bunch of metrics.
I also gave you the stat that he's averaging 15 points, or he scored 15 or more points in the last 7 matchups against the Pacers, I believe.
Yeah, so that helped. That stat helped.
Okay. And then did you have one more?
No, those are all 3.
Okay, let's go to my big 3. I have to remember which one got taken off the board here. Lonzo Ball, huh? All right, got to find out why. It's out of my bet slip because I hadn't punched it in yet. So, Jamal Murray over 24.5 points. I am going to ride this Jamal Murray hot streak until I can't any longer. He said it the other night, and it's remained true in the last game. He said, I feel like I could pull up and score on every possession. He was 8 of 10 for 18 points in the first half the other night. It was beautiful. So I'm going to ride Jamal as long as I can. Michael Porter Jr. over 8.5 rebounds. I took this last time. It's one of my 2 losses this week, but he had 10. He got his hands on 10 rebounds. So my theory of him being a very natural rebounder in just the terms of the ball comes to him, he finds the ball, still holds true, but he just failed to actually collect them. I don't think that happens again tonight. I'm happy with that one. And then my last one, Lonzo Ball. Let me just see what's going on here with Lonzo.
Yeah, I'm curious because that was in your bet slip earlier.
So all points props from that game have been taken down. I don't know why.
Assuming they come back, though.
Assuming they come back, I like Lonzo Ball over 14.5 points. They're taking on the Miami Heat. I call him big game ball. This is a big game. You play in the Heat, you want to bring your best. That's a team that was in the finals last year. It's enough to get Lonzo going. So, honestly, he's in my circle of trust.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's big for you.
Yeah, I know.
Lonzo.
I've never lost a Lonzo bet.
Whoa, okay. Huh. Interesting.
So, yeah, hopefully that comes back because I was an idiot and didn't take it last night.
Question from Austin real quick. Hank, thoughts on this parlay? Texas Tech, Iowa, CU, all first half alternatives.
Well, what alternative spread?
That is the question. but assuming he made him the odds shorter, you're buying points. I like it because that's what we like to do is take first half lines for favorites. We also like favorites at home. And if you want to make those lines better, then I would totally sign off on this parlay.
There you go.
Favorites at home.
Favorites at
in the
home
first half.
In the first half.
We love that.
I am so nervous about this Buffs game. Only because of just all the little narratives that exist out there, CU loses when they're ranked. I'm not really that worried about that one.
Remy Martin.
I'm not worried about Remy Martin at all. I'm worried that Arizona State has nothing to lose and they're really talented.
That is true. That is true. I mean, they have 3 guys who can give you 20 points. And 25 points.
The Buffs don't have that much to lose. This is an important game. They have an opportunity to win 14 conference games.
Yeah, and without digging too deep into the scenarios that I spent hours on this morning, if Colorado wins, they're the 3 seed, and they play the winner of Cal and Oregon State, I believe.
It's a good place to be.
It's a really good place to be. There aren't many better places to be.
He says the highest alternative spread, all are over -10. Or over -10? Plus 10?
All are over -10. Oh. So he's trying to hit the jackpot here.
I can't tell because that would be intense.
It would be. But if they're all over 10, I mean, I know all their normal spreads are over 10.
Like the full game spread? Yeah.
The full game spread. So if you wanted to bump those up to over 10 in the first half, again, they're big favorites at home. It'll be fun.
Don't do it.
It'll be fun.
I'm against that one.
What does scare me about CU, though, is the potential for Arizona State to win tonight. And then if that happens, Colorado is the 4 seed. And if Arizona State beats Utah on Saturday, then Arizona State is the 5 seed. And you're going to play your first game in the Pac-12 tournament against the team that just beat you to end the season.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Arizona State is not good. Like, let's just get that very clear. What is it? What's their record on the season?
8-9 right now, I think.
In conference.
In conference, yes.
Yeah. What else? Let's look at some of the other options here in this
7
game.
and 8, actually.
First half spread, Buffs -6.
I like it.
Yeah.
I do like it. Yeah.
Let's see if we can go team totals here. Total points from Colorado. What would you set it at? As our resident Buffs
that's
expert.
a good question. Low 70s is probably what I'm thinking. I'm thinking 71.
Okay, then you like the under on this. It's
Really?
78.5. That's high.
I wondered if I was low. I think I do like the under. I mean, that offense has been clicking. They look good. I mean, what? They just put up 70 last game? And before that, they had 80.
On USC.
Yeah, 80 on USC, then 70 on UCLA.
So
They're right there because this is a worse team.
yeah, I mean, that's. Really
I'm going to stay
hard.
away from that one. I like the spread.
What do you like the total? What do you think the total should be on Arizona State? I mean,
Yeah, it does kind of give it away.
Kinda use
Well,
the
let me guess 67.
68.5.
68
10
and a half.
points
Wow,
different
that's close.
than the
Yeah.
Buffs.
Yeah.
What do you like on that?
Probably the under.
So let's think about this. If the Buffs are going to cover this spread,
Mm-hmm.
I don't imagine it being 82-71, right?
I agree.
Like, it's not like they just outshot them in a shootout.
I agree.
I think if the Buffs are going to cover the spread, it's because they did what they had to do on offense, but they also clamped Arizona State on defense. So for me, I'm picturing this Buffs 10-point win, if it happens, being more like 74-63.
Yeah. I think that's probably where I would have had it too. I mean, that's the number I gave you.
77-66, you know. Like,
Yep. I do like those unders better than the overs for sure.
So I kind of like the under on the team total for Arizona State.
Yeah.
And that's just
Me too. That's
everyone
still a big number.
Yeah, everyone who watches the show knows that like double-digit favorites is scary for me. I mean, the Buffs have been. I bet you if you look at their cover percentage when they've been double-digit favorites this year, it's really good because they have taken care of teams.
It's true.
Other than what it was, Cal and
Washington and Utah, 3 of the 4 worst teams in the Pac-12.
Okay, so I guess, but question is, were they 10-point favorites in those games? I don't remember.
I mean, only one of them was at home,
Yeah,
so you'd have to think.
I
probably
bet
not.
some of those were single.
Yeah.
All right, from Juan Fernandez here, we got a question. He says, Murray, 35 plus, Jokic, 14 assists, MPJ over 2.5 made threes parlay, $5 to win $2,000.
I mean, to win $2,000, sure. I mean, yeah, if those are the odds you're getting. I think MPJ over 2.5 threes. Yeah. Jokic over 14 assists.
That's so
yeah.
many.
Murray over 35 points for $2,000. For $2,000.
Trying to show off to Sabonis? Who knows?
Jokic
I don't.
doesn't have to show off to anyone. He's the best player in the world.
That is true.
I
mean, to win $2,000.
Yeah, the 14 assists is too rich for me.
That's the one that gets you. The Murray 35, I was thinking was less likely.
Murray could put up 35 with his eyes closed.
Jokic could put up 14 with his eyes closed.
He would on purpose.
He would.
I don't think he can. Like, that would probably be in like his top 5 career assists games.
Yeah, probably. It'd have to be.
35 points doesn't even come close to Murray's top 5.
But like, when's the last time Jokic did that? It had to have happened in the last few weeks, couple weeks.
14 assists.
Oh, let me check.
I think he's probably hit 14 assists once this year. I can't remember 15 ever. This year, at least.
Yeah, 15's a lot. Let's see, coming off 11. He had 13 3 games ago against OKC. That was the most he's had since... Oh, he had 18 Monday, December 28th against Houston.
Tied his career high then.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Couples,
it would be the best game in the last few months in that category.
It would be great. I mean, if it hits, I'll be really happy for you.
I will as well, Juan Fernandez.
But while we're talking now, let's transition from this Buffs game over to this Nuggets game. And I guess before we do that, I'll give a shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook, where you can get things like the 33% parlay boost that netted me 4 extra units on my parlay last night. And new users this week can bet $1 on any UFC 259 title fight. And if either fighter lands a punch, you turn that $1 into $100. I keep saying it's a 99.99999% chance it hits. But in that 0.0001% chance it doesn't hit, that's like the funniest thing ever.
Absolutely.
Like, you bet on this fight for 1 punch to land, and a flying knee on the opening draw knocks
incredible.
That's like the funniest thing that could possibly happen.
Absolutely.
That's a story for life. And honestly, betting is like at least 40% about the stories.
What's so frustrating is that the guys don't know that they just need 1 punch. Like, they're all in there trying to win the fight or whatever. All you're thinking about at home is just get 1 good swing in. Like, dodge a couple and then just land 1 anywhere and you're good to go. And
But
if the fighters would just think like that.
Well, they are thinking like that.
I mean, but they're not thinking I gotta get 1.
No,
they're thinking like this will be a good
hundreds.
start. Yeah, but I think because of that, maybe like you just become more careful when you know you need 1. When you're standing there
But
thinking,
it's
I
also
just gotta get him 1 time. Just don't
fighter.
get knocked out immediately. Oh, it's either
fighter. Yeah.
Oh wow,
So
it's
the only-
either
the
fighter.
way-
So it
the
has to
only
be
way-
a knee,
The only way you can't hit is if it ends with a knee or a kick.
elbow.
I bet you they would count that as a punch.
Probably they're good people over there.
I mean, it's like a connection with the arm.
Yeah,
These
very different.
fights
I mean, this
don't
is called a shoulder punch.
These fights don't end on the draw, like, ever. These are title fights.
They are title fights.
This isn't
They
like
aren't.
the opening, like, some guy they're just trying to build him up.
That is true. That is true.
It's
It's
not-
a lock.
It's a lock.
It's
It's an absolute lock. Anyways, you can get in on all the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, where you can also get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when you use the code DNVR. That's right, a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when you use the code DNVR. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Of course, you must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. Deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough and restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Okay, so...
One more question coming in.
Yeah.
MPJ 12 plus points, Jamal 22 plus points, Jokic 6 plus assists at plus 165.
That's much safer. The
Yeah.
only one I worry about there is MPJ. But, I mean, he's MPFJ, Michael Power Forward Jr.
Oh,
has
I
been-
thought it was Michael Porter Jr.
Oh, I think it would be Michael Porter Jr.,
Oh, probably.
MFPJ.
Or, I mean, really, FMPJ. But no, because that just
Yeah.
sounds like, never mind.
So, 12 points. He's been great from the power forward spot. He should just luck into 12 points every night. Like,
Yeah.
He's 6'11" and really skilled.
He should.
And he can shoot the hell out of the ball. So I like that one a lot, actually.
Downside, though, you'd have to bet like $800 to make 2K. So I would factor that in.
Yeah, don't think like Hank. You will lose money. Okay. So let's get to this Nuggets game, and it kind of leads into our dilemma of the day, which is, are we safe? Will you pull up the dilemma of the day? I forgot exactly how I named it. Are we safe to bet on NBA results yet? Hank, if you listen to this show, you know that we are very anti-NBA results.
Oh, I know.
And the reason is it's because we say it's like a bowl game. There's so many outside factors. What did they do the night before? Are they motivated to win? Are
That's
they
a big one.
tired? All these things. It's like, but I've started to notice a shift.
Oh, really?
In gameplay in the NBA. I think there was like this. Everyone was so tired to start the season because the break was so short.
Huh.
That I think there was like this slow build up where everyone's trying to work themselves into game shape without like over exerting themselves. And I think they're in a groove now. I think the results are playing out in a more predictable fashion right now.
I believe it. I mean, I couldn't tell you that that's been the case. I mean, you're the one who just said like
a ton of NBA lately. I don't know why.
I've been stuck with college basketball and with draft stuff. I haven't gotten to see all that much NBA, so I'm not too sure about that. What I do know is that I said this in the Madden chat yesterday, but it seems like every year, like January, February, the Jazz are just unstoppable. And every year people get all fired up and there's like, oh, look, the Jazz are making their climb. They're top 3. They're going to be in front of the Nuggets before you know it. And then this year they're actually just number 1. They're about to fall off. Like they've
lost 3 out of 4.
Exactly. That's just what happens. And I do think that that's a trend that I'm ready to get on board of. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I would advise maybe taking some spreads first because now that they've lost 3 out of 4, I don't think they're going to lose like
that is true.
6 out of 7 or something.
The good money might be gone.
Right, exactly. I got some of it last night.
I'm glad you did.
I feel like suddenly I'm seeing because so I felt all along like the Jazz were this perfect storm, right? They had an embarrassing end to their season. They blew a 3-1 lead. And I think out of every team in the NBA, they were the ones who were like, we're not letting this happen again. Like, nose to the grindstone. We're coming out firing.
Yeah,
and they did. But they were like 10 times as motivated as anyone else to start the season. And now I think everyone's caught back up to them. It's like, okay, now we're looking at the standings. Now we're a little worried about seeding. The Lakers have fallen off without AD. So, like, it's anyone's game to get up and climb the seeding rankings. So my answer to the dilemma of the day is yes. We are safe once again to bet on NBA results. Now, I reserve the right to revoke this statement if I see it fall back, but I've watched more NBA in like the last week and a half than I feel like I ever have in my life in terms of non-Nuggets games. I watch every Colorado sports game, but outside of that, if it's not football, I'm very iffy. I've also been trying to see if there's anyone in the NBA that's even close to as good as Nikola Jokic. And I'm not kidding when I tell you, it's not even close.
I know it's not. I don't even have to watch the games because how could you be better? Like, the thing is, if you just go and score every time you get the ball, you can't improve upon that. And so there's no point in watching anybody else.
Well, and to be fair, I literally watched Joel Embiid put up 40 and 19 last night. And I was still like, give me Jokic.
Yeah, of course. He's just too good.
Yeah.
He runs the entire team. Like, you just have a good team if you have him.
Yeah. He's Peyton Manning. I've been saying this for years now, and it's never been more true than it is this year. Nikola Jokic is the Peyton Manning of basketball. Not like in like Colorado folklore, like in like greatness and understanding of the game and ability to do things on the field that manipulate the defense in a certain way. Like, he is Peyton Manning. So anyways.
You think Peyton Manning has ever dunked?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
He's 6'6" and athletic when he was in college. Like,
was he that athletic?
Yeah.
He had to have been able to dunk, though.
If you go back and look at like his college scouting reports, no one said like athleticism was a knock on him.
Yeah, but that wasn't like a knock at the time, right?
No, but there were like, I think it was
like people were just starting to think like,
Hank,
I'm into this.
Throughout this entire episode, you keep scooting further and further away from Ryan, and
probably because his leg's on my chair, and he's just been slowly pushing me back.
Come on back, Hank.
Okay, I'm back. There we go.
Yeah, anyways, Peyton Manning's definitely dunked. And Nikola Jokic has thrown dimes. And
absolutely.
They are one and the same. It's really awesome. Like, we now got Peyton Manning twice in Denver. One just plays basketball.
Wow. You can't go back if Chauncey wasn't a Peyton Manning.
No, that's a tough comp.
I know. I don't even know what it'd be in baseball. It'd have to be a pitcher, right? Ubaldo, but Ubaldo is not. Well, I'm just saying, like, have there been any other Peyton Mannings through Denver?
Oh, no.
McKinnon is not a Peyton Manning.
Argue Sakic. I mean,
yeah, and
success that followed Sakic for years was crazy.
It's hard for me to
I know. I just don't know what it would look like.
I haven't like I have to see it enough. I was too young to like understand how great.
Oh, yeah.
Like what? Like I knew Joe Sakic was amazing. I didn't know like what he was doing to be amazing. You know,
he scored a lot of goals and won titles, Ryan.
I'm saying, like, when you watch Nikola Jokic, you're like, oh, he's amazing because he knows what's going on before it happens.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Peyton Manning was doing.
Yeah.
So,
like Wayne Gretzky.
Exactly.
Jokic, Wayne Gretzky, Peyton Manning.
Oh, they're
the big three.
In the same category to me.
Me too.
Okay. Larry Walker. Yeah, again, I don't think it works in baseball.
At all.
Like if you could just pick where you wanted to hit it. I mean, Todd Helton was pretty good at that, but
Yeah.
like you're like, oh, the defense is gonna go this way.
It doesn't work.
Just doesn't work.
You don't just know where the ball's going.
No.
You read bunts really well. You can just tell when somebody's about to bunt and you
Todd
start
Helton,
charging.
he was really good at blitzing and bunt.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Anyways, to circle all the way back around, Nikola Jokic, best player in the NBA. And the Nuggets are -4 tonight. And I like it.
I love it.
He loves it. Again, this is out of my realm. Like, I'm breaking rules here. But I did it last night, too, and I was right. Very lucky to be right, but I was right. And I like the Nuggets -4. I like the Nuggets -165 on the money line. And this is fun for me because I've just been ignoring NBA results for so long. I'm happy to have a new bag of tricks.
It's how you're supposed to watch the game.
Yeah, you are supposed to care about who wins.
Yeah, it'll be refreshing.
It will be refreshing. Looking at some player props here, we always kind of delve into the longer shots. Nikola Jokic, +275 to get a triple-double. He should be coming off back-to-back, right?
Yeah.
He's going up against Sabonis, who's like another guy who likes to do those things. So maybe he wants to prove to everyone, like, oh, I'm better than you and your dad.
Yeah. Who's still trying to say that his dad is better, though?
Dumb people.
Nobody is saying...
No,
LeBron had a quote yesterday comparing Jokic to Sabonis. So.
That's just so dumb. Sabonis...
Wait, to young Sabonis or old
No.
Sabonis?
Old Sabonis.
Like, okay, in terms of passing, like, if old Sabonis was, if you were just comparing passing, it would be like, oh, he's almost maybe kind of solid in the way that Nikola Jokic is. Like, he was an amazing passer, but he's still not as good of a passer as Nikola Jokic.
No.
Let alone all the other stats.
Yeah. The man, 12 points per game.
Yeah.
2 assists per game in 24 minutes. The man put up 2 assists per game in 24 minutes in the NBA. Why are we talking about somebody
Because
from...
he, like, made cool passes.
I know, but like, why are we bringing up somebody from 30 years ago because he had 2 assists per game, and that's how we put Jokic into context?
Because boomers want
my goodness.
always want to say that some old guy was as good.
It's just like, no. No. There's nothing else to say but no.
Yeah, exactly.
Congrats on your 0.3 3-pointers per game.
Unbelievable. So
I'm
anyway,
sure you... Yeah.
Jokic is better than Sabonis Jr. and Senior combined.
I mean, if you want to just add the stat totals, then by far. like, yeah, sure, let's do it.
Okay, double-double. Michael Porter Jr., it's +200. It hit 2 nights ago. It didn't hit the other night, but again, he dropped 4 rebounds, or else it would have hit.
The thing is, like, I just don't even know what to do with that information. Like, do you expect him to bounce back? It's like, oh, I'm really going to focus on holding onto the ball tonight?
Yeah.
Like, does that really... I mean, yeah, he has to be thinking that. I know, but but also, is that just who he is? Is somebody who drops
dropper?
the ball? Like,
He is in transition, that's for damn sure. But he hadn't been dropping rebounds until I said he doesn't drop rebounds, and then he dropped all of his rebounds.
Is he in his head? Maybe he's in his head now.
Tiny hands.
He has tiny hands.
That doesn't seem like it's going to change between now and the tip-off.
No, it's just he has to use his eyes to make sure the ball goes into the right spots in his little baby hands.
Okay, you sound like you're pretty locked in on what's in his mind right now. I'm going to take your word for it.
Like, just imagine, like, trying to rebound.
See, I always said Mason Plumley always looked like he didn't
Stone
use his
hands.
fingers.
Yeah.
Like, he always was using fists whenever he tried to catch a ball or, like, shooting the ball in particular, specifically the free throws.
Mason Plumley, more triple-doubles this season than Joel Embiid has in his life.
I know we just did the Arvidas Sabonis thing, so we don't have time for the Embiid thing, but yes, that is important that we bring it up.
Anyways,
Player props.
So I like Jokic triple-double, and I also like MPJ double-double. But I'm also in like a new position of freedom because I hit a massive parlay last night.
Yeah, you can bet on whatever
I'm
you
just
want.
Arrows, just shooting, hoping they hit targets.
Did you pull like the blue arrow after you hit that?
No.
I feel like that might be my
I yelled
go-to.
really loud and woke up Allie, who was taking a nap.
I've never woken Allie up from a nap, but it seems like something she'd hate.
No, she was chill because she saw how happy I was.
Oh,
wasn't
she heard
gonna,
like it's a
kill
money
my
thing.
mood,
It's
yeah.
like, oh, we're going to dinner.
It's like, oh yeah,
No, I'm
I'm gonna blow this later on.
first
now.
bucket. Will Barton.
I'm gonna make some stupid bets tomorrow and
Turn it
lose
into
all.
100K.
So yeah, that's what we have on a player prop front. And then let me see if there's some like boosts here. We know that Andre told us Zion Williamson does not rack up dunks the way that people think he does. 3.5 dunks is like ridiculous.
I wonder, because I've been thinking about this all day, do they come in spurts for him though?
Nope.
Well, no, it is just like 1 0 1 0 2 2 0 1. Huh? There isn't like 0 0 0 4 0 0 0 4, because if that's what it looked like, then the odds wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, no. I forget what Dre said, but he definitely didn't. He's definitely said something along the lines of like he doesn't rack up dunks like that in a game. 4 dunks in a game like is really hard to do
Unless you're Giannis.
unless you're Giannis, who had 3 on the first 3 possessions the other night.
What happened the rest of the game?
He got beasted by Jokic.
That was so nice to see. That was so nice to see.
Okay, last one. Well, last thing I want to touch on is I'm really into now that results are back on the board. I'm really into these money line over under parlays that you could do like in the same game. So you can take the Nuggets and the over, Nuggets and the under. Do you have a lean as to which way this would go over under?
I'd take the over.
See, that's what I've been doing too. And then like the Nuggets, like
they hold them the other team too much.
Right, like they had them under the other night on the Bucks, and I just wonder if they say like, man, we're impossible to beat when we defend that well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's that one's a tough one for me. That's why I was kind of hoping for your feelings.
I still like the over. Just because I can't, in good conscience, say take the under when I expect what I expect from Jokic and the Nuggets.
Someone put my quote in there. I'm better than you and your dad. Then we got Vlade Divac was a better passer. I'm sure he was. Not than Jokic, but than Sabonis.
Oh, yeah.
No one's a better passer than Jokic.
I mean, again, like the numbers are not everything, and they shouldn't really be too big of the story. We're talking about best passer. But you look at the numbers, and it's like 2.1 for a career. 3 per game was his best in a season. I believe that Vlade Divac was a better passer.
Yeah.
Just seeing these stats alone.
Last thing I want to say about Jokic is I've reached the point with him where now if your praise isn't effusive enough, it pisses me off.
I know.
Like the other night, the broadcast was like, and this is why he's one of the best big men in the league. And I was like,
what are you talking about?
You mean one of the best big men of all time? That's like, if you're going to go one of the best, then you have to go of all time.
I know. It's weird how we've gotten it, because there's like 3 different ways they'll phrase it. Because then they'll also say passing big men, and they'll say one of the best of all time there too. And you're like, no, he's just the best. He's just the best. One of the best in the league. That's fair.
No.
Not players, just like overall.
Okay. Yeah,
sure. But yeah, I know what you're saying because you get it a lot. It was nice watching the Celtics broadcast when the Nuggets played him. It was like, I struggle to say this, but he looks like a prime Larry Bird. And the other guy's like, usually I hear comparisons like that and I just can't get there. But no, yeah, you're absolutely right. Prime Larry Bird.
And then they walked it back. They walked it back because they got like 1 million texts and tweets being like, he's not Bird. And like, they were finally like, we never said that. They literally said that. Like, we didn't say he's Bird. We said some of the things he does remind us of Bird. We're like, no, he's Bird.
No, we were all watching.
Yeah.
But that is... They were right, though, is the point.
Oh, they were right the first time, yeah, before the retraction.
And when people don't act like that, when you watch their broadcast, I'm just like, what's up? Like,
all right.
So is you don't have Joel Embiid on your team? That's not it. Do you have Towns? Are you still bitter because Jokic turned out to be better in Towns, and nobody would agree with me when I said that? Porzingis too.
Something else. So these are the acceptable phrases if you want to qualify.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best big men of all time.
Yep.
One of the best players in the NBA.
Yep. Nothing else about him needs qualifiers.
The single best passer of all time from that position.
Yep.
And the single best big man in the league right now.
One of the best passers of all time.
Yes.
Yes.
One of the best passers in the league.
Yeah. Top 3.
Also, if you like compare his stats to just point guard stats, he's also the best point guard in the league.
Well, yeah. So let's just throw that in too. Just that. And then maybe like the power forward too. I mean, I guess big man probably covers it.
Oh, right.
We're
He's
good.
just the best player in the league.
Yeah, just best player in the league.
That's going to wrap it up for us today. Thanks for tuning in. We got to stay hot. Keep it rolling. We'll catch you guys later.